Hey guys, it's Tech Tip Tuesday. On this Tuesday's Tech Tip, we're going to go underneath Blitzkrieg so I can show you the shocking truth of how we apply over 1,000 horsepower of Volkswagen craziness to the track so we can get the ETs we're striving for, the records we're trying to strive for, and also we want to get those W's. So you know what to do. Like, share, comment below, and let's learn something. Alright guys, we're under Blitz here, looking at the rear end, the shock system and the package we have. And for those of you who've been following us for several years, you know that there's times where we're on marginal tracks and say in qualifying, I hit the tires and it spins, so I'll have to detune for that and bringing the power down track to make things work. Or you've probably seen videos where half track, going down through there and you can just hear the tires chirping or just spinning, say from 250 feet to 300 feet all the way through the finish line. So with that, I kept having this concern about, did I have enough extension in my shock? And I kept going to AFCO, and AFCO's a great company, I have nothing against them. They helped us a lot with information, but I went to them this past season and said, hey, I just want to double check on this shock package. You know, we're still fighting this issue, and I'm concerned about the extension. So I met with them, I took the shock to them, and when I laid it on the bench, they said, that will not work for the radial setup you're trying to run. And I said, all right, now we're getting somewhere, let's figure out what to do. So I called Mincer Motorsports, who was very well known in drag racing, especially in the radial scene. And I said, look, these are the issues I'm having, what can we do? And they said, well, let's set up a shock pack. So went to Mincer. Mincer actually uses AFCO parts, but they put their own unique spin on everything. They use their own valving and such, and set up to the way they think it should be done. So I bought a set of Mincers, and the first thing I want to show you that would be a definite change is the amount of extension, the shock extension. This shaft here, how much it extends. So this zip tie is going to represent where I would normally set the car ride height. So we'll just say for now, we're going to set the rod height in the middle. So we have this much travel extension, or excuse me, compression, and then extension. So this normally would be down here. The shock would be down to the zip tie. All right, so that only leaves about 1.5 inches. All right, well, if the shock travels up only this far, say 200 feet out, it bottoms out. And when it does, it unloads the suspension, unloads the car, and it just starts to break the tires loose because the suspension is locked up. It can't work anymore. So the first thing I want to show you with that is the difference in the shock. So if we were to look at this, using the zip tie as the marker, all right, we're almost even with rod height. If this shock was compressed to right here, all right, we'd be close to the same at rod height. But if I let the jack down and show you guys, there is a considerable amount of extension now. So if we were here before, you can see how much more travel. We have 3.5, almost 4 inches of extra extension on this shock. And what that's allowing us to do is keep applying that power on down the track. Now, I'll show you a tool we use here in a little bit that I designed, the gripper. But with this shock here, I would need the track tester, the gripper, to measure around 17 or 18, just really throw some power to it. Now, I can leave as little as a 12 on the grip gauge. And 12 is normally like a fair bracket race weekend. Not a lot of heavy prep, just consistent prep. A 12 or 13 is your weekend bracket race. Or, believe it or not, an NHRA national event reads about 13. So you're not having crazy radial grip prep. You're not having that no mercy, lights out, crazy good prep. It's just a decent prep. But what I found out, I was having 123 to 130 60 foots on this shock, right? On a 17 or 18 track. Well, now I'm having 108 to a 110 on a 12 or 13 on the grip scale. So now I'm able to apply a lot more power with a more marginal track. You know, the grip doesn't have to be there, and I'm still allowed to put a lot of power to the ground. So that's helped me a lot. While I'm down here, I want to show you one more thing. If you notice, I don't have, you know, limiters. I don't have gauges to read my shock travel. So I want to show you something you can do to save some money. This zip tie is actually on here. If this was up higher, right? If this shock compresses, I can read my compression. So let's say I set this right here at the beginning of the run. When I get back to the pits, the zip tie's way up here. Well, now I know that this shock compressed all the way down to here, where I had about a ½ inch of travel left. So that'll let me know that my shock's not bottoming out. Now, if this zip tie was all the way up to here, I would know that I probably need to make an adjustment with the bolt placement on the shock mount, because my travel is bottoming out on the compression. Now, it's hard to do that on a rebound because it's extending. There's no real place to leave it, but you can know where the compression is. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but you can see right here, there's a line. You got a clean shaft, and you can see where there's a little dust residue from the last race. So you can see that I'm compressing almost 3/4 of an inch down, but I'm also extending. So the suspension is using full travel to get down the track. That's all we have for this week's Tech Tip Tuesday. I hope you've learned a lot. I hope you can use it on your race cars, and I hope you can go out there and get those W's. If you have any questions or comments, just reach out to me. I had several reach out to me last week about some parts that we make for Blitzkrieg and being able to make those for them, for their vehicles. So if there's anything ever you're wondering if we can make to help you, or there's something you want to know more about, just like the shocks here or something on the engine, just reach out to us. I'll do my best to answer these questions each day, and I enjoy it. So again, keep learning, and we'll see you next time.